The French game of pétanque is somewhat similar to the Italian game of bocce and the British game of lawn bowling. It's played with hollow steel balls, called boules, on a dirt or gravel surface. The object is to toss your balls as close as possible to a small wooden ball. The first pétanque players carved their balls from wood. By the late 1800s, players hammered in nails to make their balls heftier and less likely to crack when hitting other balls. Then came brass balls, and later, the hollow steel balls used today. Manufacturing begins with long bars of carbon or stainless steel, about 40 millimeters in diameter. This is stainless steel. An automated saw cuts pieces about 45 millimeters long. Workers place the pieces on a conveyor, which moves them into an induction oven. The oven heats them to between 900 and 1200 degrees Celsius, softening the steel. As soon as a piece comes out of the oven, the forging press strikes it 3 times. First, flattening it into a disc. Next, thinning the disc. Then stamping the disc into a half sphere. They mill the forged half sphere on a lathe to refine the shape and to create a gap they later fill with metal wire when they weld this half to another half to form the ball. They drop the milled halves down 2 separate chutes and deliver 2 halves at a time to an automated welding machine. The machine clamps the halves together and welds them to each other. A robot removes the ball from the welding machine and transfers it to a computer-guided milling machine. As the machine's lathe spins the ball, a knife shaves off thin layers of steel to smooth the ball and make the weld invisible. This also puts the ball within a specific diameter and weight range, in accordance with international rules governing the sport. The machine also engraves a pattern to help identify whose balls are whose. International pétanque rules require a ball to have 4 items engraved into its surface: the brand name, the pattern name, the weight of the ball, and a serial number for the set to which it belongs. Once the brand, pattern, and weight are engraved, the balls move along a conveyor toward the tempering station. Cutting, heating, forging, and machining steel makes it brittle and weak. Tempering is the process of hardening it to restore its strength. After heating the ball to between 800 and 1000 degrees Celsius, they immediately cool it in water that's about 40 degrees, a process known as quenching. After tempering the steel, they polish the ball with an automated sander. The finished balls do vary slightly, so this last automated machine weighs each one and sorts in rows of identical weight. Then equal weight balls are grouped in sets of 3 and are engraved with the same serial number. These pétanque balls are made of carbon steel. To prevent oxidation and corrosion, the factory electroplates its carbon steel balls with a protective layer of chromium. It submerges the balls in a series of chemical baths and water baths to prep the surface for the final dip in an electroplating tank, in which an electrical current draws chromium particles through the water and deposits them onto the ball's surface. The chromium treatment leaves a white film. This brushing machine removes it and restores the shiny finish. International rules require pétanque balls to be 70.5 to 80 millimeters in diameter and weigh between 650 and 800 grams. The retail box contains 3 identical balls engraved with the same serial number, along with the wood target ball, a cleaning cloth, and a warranty card. The goal of the game is to toss your balls as close as possible to the target ball, while knocking your opponent's balls away from it, and your feet must remain planted inside a small circle while you toss. You can play pétanque indoors in a venue known as a boulodrome or boule bar, or you can play outdoors anywhere there's a patch of relatively flat ground.